Good, good, good.
All right.
All right.
And now to raise our voice and our spirits, the Reverend Ken.
Oh, that is pitiful. Y'all can do better than that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Listen to them. Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox. This is the Center for Spiritual Living. You're most welcome to be here this morning. We're a unique spiritual community. We don't have any dogma. We don't tell you what you should believe. We encourage you to come to a God of your understanding, one that can empower you to bring more love and joy and happiness and prosperity and health, laughter and love. And to make that happen, you only have to do one simple thing each Sunday morning, and that's to leave all your troubles, your would-haves, your could-haves, your should-haves, anything that CNN has told you through the week, or leave all that stuff outside. It didn't do you any good in the first place. Leave it out there. It'll be waiting on you when you head back out. And the next 45 minutes, open up a channel of Spirit's possibilities. And what are Spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more happiness, more prosperity, all those things in life that make us feel alive. Because that's what God is doing through you and it's doing through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, I have several announcements this morning, and one of them is coming from our own amazing Victor Manley. Come on up, Victor. Let me grab a mic for you. Hang on there a second. All right, there you go, Victor.
All right, how you guys doing? Good. So I am the board chair of the Venus Manley Scholarship. We are hosting it for, I believe it's the 7th or the 8th year. I took it for the 9th? It's the 9th year. And I was one of the first recipients of that scholarship. So, yeah, great. Thank you. It's in honor of my late sister, Venus Manley, and it's meant to help students that are looking to go to college that have physical and mental disabilities. So we're offering 3 $1,000 scholarships for those students across the St. Johns County. So far, we have 2 applicants that have submitted their applications so far. And we will keep the applications open until March 29th, which is next Sunday. And then we will begin to look through essays, look over their applications, and then go into interviews. We will be doing applications, looking over the applications starting April 1st and going through the 10th. And then after that, we'll be going into the interviews. So I am looking for any volunteers that are looking to help with reading those essays. And then I'm also looking for a separate volunteer, or it could be the same volunteer, it's up to you, that is also willing to be involved as an interviewer for the scholar applicants. All right? That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor. And now to tell us a little bit about his workshop at 11:30 today, Jim Saul is going to come up, and he's got an amazing workshop. So come on up, Jim.
Good morning. 3-4 weeks ago, I had a reading from After the Ecstasy, the Laundry by Jack Kornfield. And I had a lot of people afterwards kind of ask me about it. And so what I thought I'd do is have a 1-hour class this afternoon. And it's kind of an interesting class, I hope, because I have a recorded book of it. So I'm going to play short sections of the book itself read by the author, and then we can discuss the part, and then we'll do it again and see how many times we can do that in an hour's time. The book is dense. It has a ton of information. I don't read this book, I study it. So I thought this class would be a big help because I've had a few people say, oh, it's really dense. So I encourage anybody to come if they're interested. It's going to be a lot about enlightenment. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Jim. That will be at 11:30 after our service. Now, to my regular announcements is we have a board meeting today, and that's going to start at 11:30. That'll be in the back room. Our board meetings are open to everyone. If you would like to come and hear about what's going on with our center, what we got planning, how we're dealing with our finances, or if you have suggestions on how you think we could do things to better, that would be the meeting for you. Jim's workshop, we already covered that one. Wednesday, we have a 5 o'clock workshop. This Wednesday is going to be Understanding the Tarot. And I know this lady, she's really an amazing woman, so if that interests you at all, that would be a great workshop for you. I have a class that's going on at Tuesdays at 1 p.m. It's a new design for life. We've already gone through the first class, but the class notes are outside as well as the textbook for it. So if you would like to join us, please do. It is for a love offering only, and it's a great class. Now, some not so good news. The Camino Trail. We had been wanting to do that this spring. Unfortunately, with the world situations going on, our travel guides got back to us and told us this might not be the best time. So we're postponing it to a future date. So I'm very sorry about it. It was a big disappointment, but there we have it. So now we're going to have Maureen come up and give us a wonderful reading and opening prayer. Come on up, Maureen.
Good morning, everyone. How wonderful to be with all of you today. And it is a beautiful day, is it not? Well, I'm very happy and grateful to be the practitioner for today's service. And was that a wonderful meditation this morning with Reverend Ken? Yeah. So the reading I chose for today, wait, I have to change glasses. Talk about entanglement. So, the Science of Mind magazine, they're doing the countdown to the 100th anniversary. So I've been taking from that, and they've had some really powerful contributors this last year. And today I have chosen to do the daily guides from Reverend Christy Hardwick. And I'm fond of her. She has a really good intake on things. And those of you who subscribe have probably already read this, but those who haven't, they give you a little introduction to who's doing the daily guides and what they did. She wrote her own. And she has a really different take on things, which I appreciate. Anyhow, she says, how conscious are we of the world within? The realm of our inner landscape greatly determines what we experience in the outer realm. We live in the world we create every moment of every day, and that's the theme for this month, the world that we create. It's a world of our creation. During this month honoring women's history, fresh off a month focused on Black history, we celebrate the work of activist and visionary Audre Lorde. Sharing the voice of Ernest Holmes and that of a queer, Black feminist poet and writer is a way to celebrate the diversity that exists in unity. Our world seems fractured, but our words can heal. And listening to voices that may not always be heard offers us a fresh perspective on life's central questions. Breaking from tradition, I chose two quotes from homes that repeat each day, and a quote each day from Lord. I found the repetitions of the home quotes powerful, and I hope it serves you well. So the one is for today, and the title is Originated from the Same Source. And the quote from Audre Lorde is, "If I fail to recognize them as other faces of myself, then I am contributing not only to each of their oppressions, but also to my own." Mm-hmm. And the first quote from Ernest Holmes, and these are both taken from the Science of Mind textbook, "All the power in the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true," because it is. The second one is, "As the universe is run by an infinite mind, so our life is controlled by our thinking. Ignorance of this keeps us in bondage. Knowledge will free us." And so what Reverend Hardwick has to say is, we can't have too many reminders that we are reflections of each other. I remember when I first learned about quantum entanglement, a particle in one location could affect and or reflect a particle in another location because they were originally of the same source. We originate from the same source, the source. We carry within us all the same infinite possibilities. If we harm ourselves with words or deeds, we harm others. If we send messages of hate to another, those messages of hate are processed within us as well. If we recognize others as faces of ourselves, we can begin healing what appears to divide us. This is a tough assignment. When we really practice it, it is. But remember that we are immersed in an infinite mind. All that's needed is within us, making all things possible. What if everyone, without exception, is the other face of myself? The affirmation she gives us at the end is, I am a reflection of every other person, every other being. I cannot see myself as a part or separate. We are one in spirit. With that in mind, let's take ourselves within and allow the spirit that is everywhere and in everyone and every possibility, no matter what, alive within, guiding us, directing us, giving us all we need. This substance is the sacred being of each of us, of all of us, for we are truly all one. And that is definitely experienced in this center, in all that we do, and all that make it possible. And I know that this service is blessed and a blessing by all those who contribute to this service, which is every single one of us, from Patty and the bells and all of the crystal bowls and songs, and Reverend Ken's meditations, Reverend Ken's message, the music with Don, our media team, the tech team, the board, the volunteers, the hospitality, the different committees, the different involvement of each person in this center, not only here at the center, but out in the community, not always affiliated with us, but on their own, being that divine substance, the hands of God out and about. That is us. That is our truth, and that is what we are here for. And I am so grateful to be a part of this, to be with all of you, knowing that we share everything because we are all one. And with all of this going on in the world and also in our own personal lives, it's, as Jim said, dense. There is a lot of density. And so I invite us all to open ourselves to humor, to allowing anything that can delight us and embrace it and enjoy it. And that's what's happening here right now. And so I let it be, and I give thanks, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you.
In the words of Harold Arlen and Johnny Mercer. Gather around me, everybody. Gather around me while I preach some. I feel a sermon coming on me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'm again. If you want to hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. You've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You've got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium likely to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Noah in the whale, Jonah in the ark. Wrong. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? They said accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with it, you're in between. In the ark, what did they do just when everything looked so dark? They said you've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Oh, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Thank you, Don. That was great. Johnny Mercer, a good old Georgia boy.
Yeah, man.
So quite naturally, my talk this morning is dealing with disappointments. It probably won't come as a surprise that having to cancel the Camino Trail was quite a disappointment. But the truth of the matter is we have disappointments throughout life. And our teaching invites us to reframe those moments, not to see them as failures, but as something we can learn from. One of my best spiritual teachers, he said that even a kick in the rear can sometimes be a step in the right direction. Because we can't go through life just expecting success and only success, because if we did, we wouldn't grow. We wouldn't learn. We wouldn't know what really is important. Disappointments are a part of life. After all, even a red velvet cake has a pinch of salt to it. Now, if you've ever had a red velvet cake, you know it's rich, it's sweet, it's indulgent, but without the salt, it doesn't work. The sweetness doesn't balance out. So I was thinking about the disappointment of having to cancel the trip this week. We were supposed to be preparing it. We were coming up for different spiritual exercises. We had planned on it. We had talked about it. We had envisioned it. And so it was a setback. And it wasn't the spiritual metaphor I was hoping to talk about this morning. I was going for something more like it was a path had opened, everything had aligned. Instead, I'm signing checks to refund the deposits. And to be honest with you, there's been a moment where I thought, well, did I do something wrong? Did I not do enough? Did I miss something? Maybe I didn't promote it. Because when things don't work out, we don't just feel disappointment. We assign meaning to it. And that's where things can get really tricky. Because the event is one thing, but the story we tell about the event, that's what shapes our lives. I was reminded of a story about Robert Redford. Early in his career, he was desperate for a role. Now, it wasn't the role from The Way We Were that we remember him all for. It was the role in The Graduate. He wanted to be the main character of the movie The Graduate. And he went to Mike Nichols, the director of that film, and he auditioned for him. And Mike Nichols told him, he says, look here, Robert, you're a fine actor. You've got great talent. He says, but you are not talented enough to convince any woman in America that somebody has turned you down. Yeah. Not only turn you down, but offer to cook breakfast and do your laundry the next day. Yeah. So he didn't get the role. And it wasn't because he wasn't talented. It wasn't because he wasn't capable. It's because he wasn't right for that story. The right things had not aligned for him to have that role. So how many times in our lives when things don't happen, do we turn it into a statement about our self-worth? When it simply is, it just wasn't the right timing. The path wasn't right. There was something better for us waiting for us. When I first came to Science of Mind, I was taught that if we just align our thinking, if we use affirmative prayer, we can create anything. And I still believe that consciousness matters, that prayers are powerful, but my thinking has evolved. I don't see life anymore as just a gumball machine where you drop a nickel in and you get what you ordered. When I first graduated from, because if that was true, if we just were able to drop something in and get what we wanted, life would be perfect. We wouldn't have disappointments. And sometimes it's the disappointment and heartbreak. They don't block the path. They deepen it. They redirect it. They set us on a path for greater growth. I'll share a story with you. When I graduated from college, the recession was raging, and there were no jobs to be had, and certainly not any jobs for Bachelor of Science in Psychology. And so after a while, having to have some money coming in, I started waiting tables. And I did that for quite a while. And I realized I've got to get something more going in my life than just serving potato skins to people at TGI Fridays. So I went back to graduate school. I was going back to learn economics. And one day while I was there at the campus of Georgia State, I saw on a bulletin board an application to become an intern for Congress. And that really resonated with me. And so I filled out the application, I sent it in, and I forgot about it. 6 months later, I got the acceptance that I was going to be able to go to Washington to become an intern for this congressman. And it changed my life. One of the things I immediately realized is that I was going and I wasn't coming back. And that really upset all my friends. My friends didn't want to see me leaving. They didn't want to see me stepping up and out of the situation we were all in. But I knew this was a path for me. So this was like a new door, a new opening, a new possibility. And like I said, it came at a time that I really needed it. It was really important for me. Shortly after I arrived in D.C., I got a letter from one of my siblings. And in it, she told me that she was glad that I had left Georgia because she believed that I was soon to come down with AIDS. And if I did, I shouldn't come back home because they weren't going to be willing to take care of me. And that was like a kick in the teeth. I not only felt rejected, I felt totally on my own, and that I was out there in the world with no support. Now, in hindsight, I can understand. It was a terrifying time. But what made it even worse was here I was in a new city among strangers, and there was no one I could share it with. And so, like I said, I was alone. But then something unexpected happened. I got on the phone and I started calling different friends and sharing what had happened to me. And what I found out was there were a lot of us who were going through similar experiences, those that were still healthy and those that were no longer healthy. And so that rejection, that pain, it knitted us together. It created a new family. And we went from friends who were just going out and partying and having a lot of fun, we became a family of people that we were going to stick up for one another. We were going to be there for one another. And although half of them are no longer with us, they're still my family to this day. And strangely, in a way, that experience gave me something else. At a young age, it gave me the experience of sitting beside a hospital bed with friends who are dying. And something in me began to form a strength, a capacity to be present, to sit with people in their hardest times. And that something is something that's very vital for me right now in my ministry today, because I have to call on that energy fairly often to be with people who are in transition. And I am grateful that I have that strength. I'm grateful that Spirit gave me those challenges and built up the strength to have. You know, at that time in D.C., I desperately needed a minister who could encourage and inspire me. Unfortunately, there weren't many available. But here's the amazing thing. Those tough times have allowed me to grow and to thrive and to become the minister I needed back then. We never know. We never know how God is working through us. Sometimes in our most wounded places, this is where we can draw the strength from Spirit to be more loving, more compassionate, more human. Over time, something else happened. And that was a realization that there was no going back to Georgia. It was like, you've heard the stories from the epic stories where the general lands at the shores of a new country and he burns the boats because he doesn't want the soldiers to think they can retreat. That's what it was for me. There was no turning back. That heartbreak had become a commitment. And I realized I was on a new path and a new life, a new journey, and it wasn't optional anymore. It had to work out. And so from now, looking back on that, what felt like a rejection was a turning point because it pushed me forward in a way that comfort and encouragement never could have. It pushed me forward. Now we all have disappointments. Plans that don't work out, relationships that don't unfold, opportunities that don't happen, dreams that don't materialize. But what if disappointment is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of a deeper one? Because what gives life meaning is not getting everything we want. It's giving something of ourselves. Moving from what can I get from life to what can I give life? What can I bring? Because when we shift that perspective, then we become channels of God's goodness. We become channels of God's blessings. So yes, the red velvet cake has some salt in it. And sometimes the salt comes in the form of disappointment. There's a story about Lot when they're leaving Gomorrah, and Spirit tells Lot and his wife, don't look back. And she looks back and she turns into a pillow of salt. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, used to say that was the salt from the tears. She was looking back and not looking forward, not looking to what could be, what are possibilities. Maybe our disappointment is not about ruining our lives. Maybe it's about giving it depth. So if something in your life isn't working out, don't be too quick. Don't be quick to decide what it means, because what feels like an ending may be a redirection. Your life, it's not a problem to be solved, as I always tell you. It's a mystery unfolding. And sometimes the things we would never choose become the doorway to overcome life's challenges that we never could have imagined. Nothing in life is wasted. Not the joy, not the loss, not even the disappointment. Because Spirit can use all of it to become something sacred. You see, 40 years ago when I arrived in D.C. on a cold, bitter day in January, feeling like everything had been pulled out from me, I could have never imagined a time where I would be here today, where I would be a minister. I would not have ever conceived that. But I am here today. And I am so blessed to be a part of this community of our wonderful community, helping to make a difference in the world, giving scholarships to kids with disabilities, helping families, creating just a place of refuge where people can come and have some peace and have some encouragement, can leave their problems outside. Back then, I just wanted to survive. That's all that I was looking to do. But God had something greater in mind, not for me just to survive, but to have a life of meaning. And somewhere along the way, I discovered, in seeking to help others, I found myself. And I realized that in finding myself, I became the minister that I was looking for. I found strength that I did not know I had, and I found a community I had looked for all my life. So yes, we're going to have disappointments. That's just a part of life. But I'm telling you today, it may not be next week, it may not be next month, it may not be next year, but there's going to come a day where we're going to walk the trail of the Camino Trail. We're going to meet each other, Bueno Camino, and we are going to manifest the glory and goodness of God in our lives through our love, our joy, and our laughter. It's what we've come to do, and we can do it, and nothing, no man, no situation, no war, no turmoil can hold us back. God is calling us on, and we're answering that call, and we're on the move. It's the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Phew. Thank you, Ken. The heart of love's on fire, a candle in the night, a spark of inspiration about to ignite. And in the face of danger, we will not lose sight. What has truth and meaning, leaning towards the light. So beat on, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, children, companions, new friends and old lovers, and all of the others. Stand up and try to do right. It's well worth the fight. Heart of love remembers lessons from the past, the fanning of the embers, the passions which last. And in the darkest hour, burning oh so bright, the heart of love endures, and the spirit takes flight. So beat on, brothers, sisters, fathers and mothers, children, companions, new friends and old lovers, and all of the others who stand up and try to do right. It's well worth the fight. It's well worth the fight.
Thank you so much. So now we come to the time where we support this amazing community, and we support this place because it is vital, it's needed, it's necessary. Your being here is needed and necessary. Just by being here, you don't know who you're encouraging, who you're inspiring, who you're giving help to. So now we can support this place in a couple of ways. We can volunteer, we can do prayer work, and of course, we can contribute in coin. However you choose to support us, know that your gift is going to return to you multiplied abundantly. So if you'll take your intention and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And the ushers will come forward. Don, I know you got something great for us.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. And I see friends shaking hands and saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Oh, thank you, Don. That was perfect. Thank you, Gwen. And thank you for your support. Your support is allowing this center to grow and to thrive. So you're supporting this center is helping the world heal and bless. You are a part of the solution, not the problem. So we're very grateful to it. We thank you, we bless it, and we know that it will return to you multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, dear friends, now we'll come to the close of our service, and we'll do it with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power. That power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. And it created me from itself plus nothing else. So I walked the soil of St. Augustine as a child of God. I walk it as a channel of spirit, a channel for God's blessings, its mercy, its compassion, its kindness, prosperity, wealth, and joy. So I know I am here in life to witness Spirit raining down blessings upon me. I don't have to go through life wounded, going through life feeling rejected, less than, discarded. I am here to shine forth as a bright light of God's possibility. So here today, I can look out on a world of trouble and have a better idea. Here today, I can see all the confusion, all the worries, all the fears, and know that I am supported, know that I am loved, know that a path has been cleared for me, and I don't have to answer to any man. I don't have to worry about any condition. I am not set by any turmoil that's happening in the world, because Spirit and I have an answer for all of it. And it is God's love. It is God's compassion. It is the kindness of Spirit raining down upon us. So I leave this place today inspired. I leave here encouraged. I leave here knowing that God is working for me, through me, and with me. And I don't have to be discouraged or disappointed by anything I see in life. Spirit and I have it handled. We're on a mission from God to bring about the best and boldest life we can envision. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean, it's the season. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean, that's the reason. So let the wonder take you into space and lay you under its love and embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. It's a season. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean, it's a